Friday, October 28th, 2022. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss a new version of All Quiet on the Western Front, now available on Netflix. With your host, me, Joe LaRocca. This movie is directed by Edward Berger, and it is a German production. It is in the language of German and French. I think someone speaks Russian at one point. Yes, it is subtitled, but it's fine. You'll get over it. Don't worry about it. But make sure that you select, which should always be an option, subtitles without closed captioning. Because then it gives you if you have it with closed captioning, it gives you the subtitles and birds chirping. And in this movie, it's just like bullets. It's like explosions going off. Anyway, this is a brutal, punishing, depressing war movie. Not that many war movies are upbeat, but this is really not even a ray of hope. I guess comparable to what's the most recent World War I big production, I guess would be 1917. And not that that's a very joyful movie, but at least there's a little bit of solace or something at the end. There's a little bit of release. But this, man, without spoiling anything, you guys know the book, right? You went to high school and read the book. I don't know, maybe they don't read this anymore. In fact, I realized I hadn't read this, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I've just seen the 1931 or whatever it is, 34 version. So yeah, this is a brilliant looking period piece, obviously, but really getting all the little details. It's miraculous, all the little costuming and makeup, really not Hollywood style makeup where someone falls in the mud and they have mud like here, but it's blood in the eyes kind of stuff. And if you don't know, sorry, I guess I should say for people who don't know the story, it is about a young German boy, Paul, 17, enlisting early to World War I with a group of friends, and they, kind of youthfully join in, all excited, and they enter around 1917 or so, and it's bad. And very quickly they realize how bad it is, and it's the traumatic story of all of them struggling through the war. And it's just really dark and brutal. I don't know what to say. It's got notes of Thin Red Line, the World War II Terrence Malick movie, because there will be occasionally these interludes of just a couple shots, beautiful shots of nature, brutally indifferent nature, right? Just these, picturesque scenes that will kind of bracket the ends of sequences, similar to how they're used in the Thin Red Line to just show, again, it's for the same thing about how the planet just, nature just kind of keeps going on, and a war is actually really unnatural. It's not good. It's bad. I really am. I hope I don't ever have to be in a war. I'd be not good at that. Anyway, there's a shot right before it does the title cut where I was like, "Whoa, I'm on board. This movie's gonna be hardcore." And yes, I think that it might be pacing issues. It's it's brutal on you as the viewer, because there's a scene that would in a lesser movie, or maybe not lesser, might not be the right word, but in a different type of movie would be the climactic scene. There's 57 minutes or something after that. It's almost, and it's probably done intentionally. I have to see the movie a couple more times to really know, or at least one more time. But it's you get kind of numb, because there's so many just heartbreaking, brutal sequences that near the end you start going, you're just kind of, and I think maybe that's the point, to give you the 1,000-yard stare, because 17 million people lost their lives during World War I, is what it said at the end titles. 17 million. It's so needless. But there's a scene, it also reminded me a little bit of The Grand Illusion, which I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's World War II, but there were elements of it where we're focused on kind of a small group and a little bit of Saving Private Ryan in that and I guess a lot of war movies do this. You stick kind of with one company or one group of friends and then trace it through with them, which actually, now that I think about it, lots and lots of war movies do that. In fact, every single one I can think of now that I think about it. Yeah. Anyway, I recommend it. You got Netflix. Don't let the subtitles deter you because it's not like a dialogue heavy movie where you'll be fine. I don't know. I know that turns people off sometimes, but I think that if you liked Dunkirk or 1917 or any of the more modern gritty war movies that aren't about, the action isn't glorified. It's like scrabbling around in the mud where you're like, oh God, this is brutal. Yeah, it's poetic. It's smartly made. The score is very interesting. There's just there's just like a sting, I'd call it, like a dread tone, we'll call it. But there's a brilliant sequence where they recycle the uniforms. That would be like, oh my God, Eisenstein would fucking roll over in his grave and be like, that's a spicy meatball. He's an Italian guy now. Okay, I don't know why I'm laughing so much. This movie's fucking brutal, but yeah, I recommend it. And so stars Felix, I'm gonna say his name wrong, Kammerer or Kammerer. It's like Hammerer, but with a K. He's kind of the main guy there. He's Paul, and my God. That might be an Oscar performance. I don't know. Do we give Oscar performances to foreign films, but that are on Netflix? I don't know. But it is quite a transformation our character goes through. And I wonder if Eric Maria Marque, the author who wrote it 10 years after the war about his experiences, I think he'd be satisfied because the message is clearly stated. War is hell, and we don't need it. We don't need it. Also, the other Bruhl's in it, Daniel Bruhl, and he's kind of playing the part of the story that they show, which I can't remember if that part's in the book about them. It must be. Like negotiating the end of the war with the elites and stuff. Anyway, what I learned is that you might need a tiny bit. No, you don't. I'm actually not going to take anything away from this movie until I watch it again, because I was going to make a comment about the pacing, but I think it's probably just way smarter than me. So I'll have to watch it again. Anyway, Odie's looking to go out, so I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And this, in case you're wondering, is definitely a horror movie as well. It's fucking goddamn, it's horrible. Don't go to war.